your reading. This week it's What's My Soul Avoiding? Card 1 is Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing your past lives, and freedom. Card 2 is Solar Light Upgrade, Solar Plexus Chakra, Inner Fire, and Willpower. And card 3 is Shambala Initiations, Retreating to Recharge, Trusting the Process, and Dharma. So these are your readings. There we go. Which of these 3 cards do you feel drawn to the most? You can pause here to take longer to zone in on your intuition to which one you feel drawn to in today's reading. I will be uploading the 3 videos individually, as always, so just go to my library and find the reading that you're drawn to. Right, without further ado, let's get on with your reading, shall we? Hello, card number 2s. You picked Shambala Initiations, Retreating to Recharge, Trusting the Process, and Dharma. Beautiful card. Shambala, the secret heavenly retreat in the mountains of the Himalaya. A place of great wisdom and mysticism, the home of the gods. Beautiful card. So retreating to recharge, trusting the process. Well, this is what your soul is avoiding doing. So I would say, card number 3s, you need to find your Shambhala, your place of rest. I'm being shown nature and retreating to a place where there is great beauty and you can be in tune with Gaia and really just tune out of the daily rat race that you have been so involved in. Because I feel like number 3s, you really are quite driven. You are driven to succeed in your work life, and also your home life is pretty involved. I hear children, I see very involved family life. I hear laughter, and I do feel like you do have a strong family around you. So, and when I say strong family, it's not just family as in relatives and your own marital family, and your own children. I'm seeing that for some of you, your friendships and other people's families are your family. It's not just about familial connections and bonds within a family unit. We pick our families sometimes in life because either our family just didn't work out and we were the black sheep, and those of us who are on the ascension path like light workers and star seeds and people who have their own spiritual leanings, they can be often seen as, well, come into this life as the black sheep in order to be the spark for healing, or for taking on certain traumas in order to heal them for this family's previous lives, you know, when it comes to family trauma that goes back generations, so our ancestral trauma. We can often be seen as the black sheep, and we take on that role in order to be the catalyst for change. But that involves an awful lot of stress and strain, and sometimes our soul forgets that you're a human being. Souls, they don't need as much rest, and they don't need as much downtime. They don't need the things that a human body has to have, like food and rest and, you know, a usual sort of healthy schedule. And I just feel like number 3 is you don't have a healthy schedule. I'm not saying you're not healthy, because I do see that you do like to work out. There are people in number 3 who are very dedicated to their body and to keeping it healthy. But I feel with you, it is about obsessive sometimes in your need to go to the gym and to exercise, and instead of, you know, getting a bus or using a car, you will cycle to and from work and go to the gym before going home, and then you've got a hectic work life, and then you've got work to do when you get home because you've got the office stuff you bring home with you, and you say, I'll be back downstairs later, and then going up, having a late night, not getting enough sleep, getting up early in the morning because you like to cycle into work. You know, it's just one of those very high stress environments that is not conducive with having a really healthy life, because you have to have a healthy family life, which means spending proper time with your family, a healthy sleep time because the body needs sleep, and overworking the body in the gym means that you're just filling your body with cortisone and stress, and you don't need as much exercise to be healthy as you are doing with your body, and it just stresses the body out. So maybe look at rebalancing, because it is about retreating to recharge more and balancing yourself out. And I see here some of you are in really high stress roles where you're having to work hard because you've got to pay the bills, you've got to put food on the table, and you don't have time for these things. And I can feel people going, well, I don't have time for that. I wish I could. I'd love that. I'd love to go away on holiday, but I can't afford one. I can't do the things you're saying, Amy. I know you feel like it's piffle waff, but when you get home from work and you feel like you just need to sleep, maybe start addressing the work you're doing. Maybe the thing is that we are creator souls, and we can create a better life for ourselves once we decide that that's what we want. But it's going through the process, and when you feel that fear, push through it. If you feel afraid of changing your career, then that's the time when you should do it, because it means that you're on the right path, and it's just your ego mind and fear of change that is stopping you from having a better life, and it's about changing direction. But retreating to recharge is very important, and I think that maybe arranging yourself a little break before starting a new role would be a really good idea, because that's the time to take a holiday before starting a new job. I think that's really important. You know, maybe like once you start your new career and you've got yourself settled in, taking a holiday, but because you've got more money to play with and you're not working so hard because you've got yourself in a job that actually gives you a proper break. Fairness. We don't have to work the daily grind and have 3 jobs. We just have to be smart with the way that we live our lives. And sometimes we have to actually really push through certain beliefs that we had set up in our minds, because it is the beliefs that hold us back, because we are creators. Our beliefs are so strong when we design them, because they are in their own right manifestations, and they can put roadblocks in the way for us to seeing the world differently. So retreating to recharge and assessing one's life and really looking at everything and laying it out, maybe making like a dream board and making a pros and cons list of certain things, and making a dreams list of what it is that you're missing, that you truly wish you want to make more time for, and then really going into that creator mode and going, right, this is what I have to do in order to make a difference in my life. I don't have to stay like this. I'm currently going through the same changes myself, so I'm with you in this reading, in this particular pile, because retreating to recharge is a good thing. And I have been recharging for a very long time, and I've needed to. And everyone gets afraid of having to go through certain things, but when you get on the other side of it, you realize that there was nothing to be afraid of in the first place, and it was all creations of your own making, and they can be very powerful. If you have a partner, sitting down with your partner and maybe just talking about things and going through things, because somebody else can see something that you maybe can't. And if your soul's avoiding looking at certain stuff, your partner's going to be able to see what it is you can't. So you can actually have somebody who's on the outside of the goldfish bowl looking in at you and say, well, actually, there is this and there is that. And you'll be like, oh my God, I didn't even realize. Well, yeah, because sometimes in order to avoid things, we're willfully ignorant. But it's not our fault that we're doing that. It's because having to deal with stuff is A, scary, B, it's also in some situations painful to have to change and to go through these changes and to find a way through it. And it's daunting. It is literally very daunting to change our lives, or having to retreat and recharge and recollect ourselves to go in and do something else. Maybe we are feeling really like battered by life, and life can really take you for a right magical mystery tour of misery, one thing after another, and it's almost like you're constantly stumbling because you just managed to get sort of on your tiptoes, and then something comes to whack you down again, and then you get into this trauma reaction to stuff, and it's an unconscious reaction because it's survival mode. It's that fight or flight, and it's just an immediate reaction that you're not even consciously aware that you're doing. It's an automatic immediate thing. And so this is the time now in 2025, with this reading, retreating to recharge, reassess, and really go in to make a list and start from there and break it all down and do it in sections, and really know that you are confident, wonderful. Give yourself all of these affirmations, right, that are you, because when you strip back all of the trauma that and the lies that have been fed to you by negativity from people around you, when you take all that away, there is a little innocent ball of loving energy, and it's capable of so much because it is the I am creator presence within. So you're very powerful, and you can be very purposeful and really point yourself in a direction and cleave a way through. And don't lose faith. Keep the faith and things will work out in your favor. Trusting, see? Trusting in the process. Now is the time for your Dharma. It's not the time for karma. It's the time for Dharma. I will put the meaning of Dharma up on the screen for you, my lovelies. Right. Oh, this reading. Oh, goodness. All the cards are dropping. Hang on a minute. Oh, dear. Oh. They keep flying away. Right. This reading is a little longer because upstairs had a lot to say. Right, so let's have a look. Ace of Wands reversed, representing the greater side of failure for new action with the possibility of difficulties or delays. But don't back down and it will be your advantage in the end. So kind of what I was saying about cleaving your way through and having belief in yourself, because that is not backing down, isn't it? It's about really having faith in the process and not losing sight of your manifestations and your creations, and saying they are if you're there for the highest good and they are done with all your heart, you will succeed. It just takes time for anything that you're wanting to create to build that energy in the third dimensional space. It's not like when we're in our normal higher vibrational state where everything is immediate, and our soul knows that, but we still do, as human beings, get really frustrated with the fact that anything we want takes time to manifest and for us to see our a return on the investment of action and of purpose. But it will come to pass. But you have to have faith in yourself, in your brand, and in your action, and to keep up that enthusiasm, to keep up that action and investment in whatever it is you're trying to bring into being. And if it is to do with a person, you can't make another person do what you want. And I would just want to say that you can't make another person do what you want, because free will reigns supreme. So you have to respect other people's light, but at this time, retreating to recharge and then trusting in the process is really important to you in this. I know that, you have to keep your light at full brightness, and I think that comes with resting and eating healthily, drinking lots of water, making sure that you exercise but not overly and obsessively, because that's just not going to work. And people get sick when they do too much exercise. It's just the same as not doing enough. Just to get the work balance, exercise balance, and family life balance right. Yeah, don't back down when it comes to your ambitions in life, because as long as they're for your highest good and the highest good of all, they will come into being, because you and God are one. So that creator energy is also your energy. I mean, God creates universes. You can create amazing things as well. So believe in yourself. Keep it a healthy belief. No one likes to show up. But I don't think you are a show. I think you're the opposite. I think you don't believe in yourselves, a lot of you. And I tell you, I've actually come to notice this recently, and I have it. a lack of confidence in myself at times. Not as much as I used to, because it used to be really, really bad. But sometimes I still catch myself slipping back into that lack of confidence and then going, what on earth? I know that that's not true, but it's just my ego trying to keep me pinned down so it can survive. And you need to know that you are worthy of all of the accolades and all of the success that is coming to you. You are worthy of all the love that you're given. You are worthy of all the compliments. You should let go of your passive attitude, because a lot of us are passive and we do back off because we don't want to cause issues or trouble, and other people will bully you into backing down quite easily if you have that lack of confidence, or you just don't want to get involved in any kind of drama. And a lot of people like drama, and so we just go, no, I can't be asked for that, and I just back down. But I think really it is about now putting forward the ideas that you have at work, because we live in a world of duality, and it's all about balance, and it's all about forward thinking as well, because we are creators. We are here to enjoy creation within our space. So if you are in a role and you do have an idea, now is the time to put it forward in the office to your bosses. I would write up the proposition of the plan, your idea, and I would put it in, write out everything to do with it, and then put your name on it and pass it forward to someone you can trust, who will then be able to help you bring that idea into being in the office. And I can see you having like success with it, and I can also see you moving forward with promotion, because you see the maybe is pointing that way, so this is a yes. It's not a maybe, it's a yes. Now is the time. Yeah. Begin to evaluate the feasibility of your current plan due to your own limitations. So evaluate it. Evaluate the feasibility. But as I said, with limitations, I don't feel like this is saying you can't do it. I feel like this is saying you have been evaluating it, and you think no. I think yes. I think that you should show you're willing, because even if the plan doesn't pick up and go anywhere, they are going to see that you are somebody who is proactive and you are coming up with ideas. And people like that they like people who have care and forethought about the business. So keep showing yourself willing, because your career is important to you, I believe. And I believe that, this is your year for moving forward in that direction. And also in this group, I think it's retreating to recharge and trusting the process and Dharma. We've got the lovers here. And because this is a group reading, and I've been talking about businesses and like overworking in the gym, I also believe that there are some people who are having relationship troubles. Oh, and it's Geminis. Some of you are Gemini. I love Geminis. But the thing is with Gemini is, I've got Gemini in my sign. We we do struggle with like long-term commitments and staying interested in a relationship, because if it starts to get stale, it just isn't like, air is very much about really interesting conversations and very like spontaneous activities and keeping things light and heart, full of laughter and fun. And it just sometimes it just starts to fall flat and doesn't go anywhere, and you just need to let that be and go. And but the thing is, I think that honesty needs to come into it, because Geminis are indecisive. Do I really want this? Don't I really want it? What am I doing? And they are overindulging, usually in the wrong things. So I just think in this situation, if I am talking to Geminis in this reading, if people listen to this having problems, just be honest and take a break and see where your head's really at. Probably really at a split situation and it's not going to work out. If you're not, you may have Gemini in your sign, and be dominated by love in that sign, in your sign, your star chart. I've got a lot of Gemini in my star chart. And I do find that I'm really flaky like a pastry when it comes to relationships. But resisting temptation, yeah, unable to resist it. That's because your relationship's over, mate. It's done. Let it go. But don't start going misbehaving. Just have respect for the person that you were with. You once liked them a lot. You loved them. So at least give them the honesty and respect of splitting amicably and, as nicely as you can, and make it a clean break, and then that's it, before you start overindulging in with other people in certain activities. I think that's all I can say about that one. So we got Temperance here, and it's referring to your soul, and this is what the soul is avoiding. So yeah, it's pretty much a turning point. And if you're avoiding fairness and calmness and communication and coordination in some regard, and it's come after the Lovers, I can't help but think, really, that you're avoiding the confrontation of having to end it with that person because it's going to be messy, and maybe the other person isn't very good at emotional situations, or they're a bit cray when it comes to certain stuff, and you're thinking, I really like that card, don't go doing that to it. Some people aren't very good at facing emotional, and there's a lot of water here, so maybe they're a water sign or a fire sign. Either one, you got emotional instability with water, and then you've got the fiery side of and stubbornness of fire. So, either you've got an Aryan or sort of, I can't think of the other fire signs right now, but yeah, or a Cancerian maybe for water. But, at the end of the day, we have to have a little bit of calmness and equanimity where we treat people with respect and honesty, and you can't avoid facing situations. You cannot avoid, whether it's a relationship or it's having to leave a job or let down someone because you promised them something and you don't want to have to deal with it. Being dishonorable and not facing a person and dealing with it is the wrong way to go, because it is bad for both of you. It really does leave a sour taste, and it's unresolved issues, and then you have this energetic bond between you that you then at some point need to still address. So address it now and do it in a kind and loving way, and be honest. Yes, it's going to hurt, but it's better to rip the plaster off than to just slowly peel it. Unless you're a sadist, you really want to just get in there, get it done, and just allow that person to go away and heal. And then you can move on with your life free and clear. And I always say to people, honesty is the best policy. Be respectful, be kind. So the water of wisdom in a bottle is a dynamic, good detachment. And I think you do need to be like wise and detached from a situation in the best way, so that you're not going, oh crap, there she comes, oh he comes, oh I gotta hide. You don't need to go and hide in a toilet just to avoid them at every opportunity because you haven't dealt with something. It gives you a better option to live your life free and clear at all times, and you don't have to avoid them. You can smile and go hi, and there's no bad feelings. So you need that hope and commitment to honoring the light within you and the other people, and it is a better way, truly is. And if you are wanting people to respect you and for you to be seen in a good light, it's the only way there is to really make sure that happens. I do remember what I was saying about self-confidence. The Seven of Wands reverse means you have doubts about your goals, and you do not have enough self-confidence and continuous motivation, resulting in indecisive situations. There we go. So yeah, you are like suffering from a lack of self-confidence, but don't worry, it's not endemic and it's not forever. You can turn that ship around, but it is actually dismantling the false beliefs that you've been programmed to believe by those who have given you it, because it is other people that have told you that has knocked your confidence and taken it away. But your confidence has always been there. You just need to dismantle the false beliefs and give yourself new ones. I'm already confident. That was a lie told to me. I'm brilliant at what I'm doing. I'm great. I can get better. I can achieve my goals. But you have to start programming yourself with those things. They don't just happen overnight. So the more you actually start to give yourself love and respect and deprogram old beliefs, give yourself new ones through affirmations and seeing who you truly are. So don't believe in false narratives. Take off those glasses of light that were like, the lying glasses that were a vision of somebody that doesn't even exist. If you take those off and you put on the rose-colored glasses of love and see yourself through the lens of love, you will see the truth of who you are, a being of love, light, and power. My voice is not very good today. I'm so sorry. I've been my voice lately has been a bit croaky. Here we go. Got the King of Swords. This is who you're going to become. Man of action, or a woman of action and determination. He's also a leader with an excellent leadership who is calm and imaginative. Now, this is either you, who you're going to become, or someone who's going to help you become that, who you're going to meet and they're going to show you how to truly embody the qualities that you already have, because they're going to tell you what they see. They're going to train you in the ways of the Jedi. You know, you're going to be fine. You are going to actually be great. So because this is in Libra, you're going to come into balance. And it's of air and fire, and air fans fire and feeds the flames. So you are going to build yourself up. You're going to become an embodiment of power, responsibility, true love for yourself. And then that's going to feed out into the community, because you're going to give that freely of yourself to others. And everything that you think you're not, you're going to embody and become. You're awesome. I'd like to meet you if I saw you on the street. And look how you're holding your sword of truth, sat on your seat of power. You're sitting on your seat of power up straight, so you have confidence in your abilities. You are sharp in your mind, wise with your words. You're going to be determined, calm and imaginative. But you have some work to do. Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah, you've been despairing. And I mean, I'm not saying, oh, you're doing it right this minute. But in your life, you have had a lot of despairing. And I think that you've been bullied quite a bit at some points. I hear some people going, well, yeah, but isn't everybody? But, you know, I think for you, you're quite sensitive, but you hide it. Some of you, I'm feeling like this energy of I'm a softness, so especially the women or the feminine side of the man, it's almost like you've hidden that within you because it is quite easily hurt. And so there's this exterior that you've put over that in order to stop yourself from being hurt more. But that hurt that you originally had is what your soul's not looking at. And it has caused you despair. And I think in some cases it's been quite a silent inward despairing. You don't want to have to look at that again. So you've tried to push that away, hide that away. But this is what we're here today to try and heal, because by going and retreating to recharge and really getting that out and processing it, you don't have to live with it. You can heal it. And when you do and you release it, that means that you make room for the trueness of who you are, and people are going to love and respect you. Not everyone is. Life isn't about everyone loving you, okay? Life isn't about everyone respecting you. But respecting yourself and loving yourself is paramount. And then the people who are for you, who will love and respect you in equal measure, because you can share of yourself and they can share of themselves. And it becomes a mutual exchange of energy, ideas, and beingness in a safe space. That is what the soul seeks. That is what the soul wants. So this is about your soul now doing the work to get to what it really wants. And we can't get there without making changes and really addressing our past trauma. So as much as it's going to be uncomfortable and in some cases very distressing to have to work through, if you can deal with that and release it and start knowing that you are worthy, and I feel very emotional, I feel very upset, that you are worthy of change. So this is quite deep for some of you, and I feel like you've got the armor on pretty stoked armor, like stoked with it. I feel like I've got my helmet on, I'm about ready to go and joust. I'm covered in it. you don't need all that armor, and that armor is pushing people away from you that are for you, because you're just not in the right loving space. How can you get there without healing yourself, taking off the armor, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable with others, but knowing that you're not going to be hurt anymore? Why? Because you love yourself and know yourself, and no one can like cause you harm when you are safe. So it is about getting to that space of wholeness and happiness. See here, fear. Yeah, now I feel sick. Oh. Some of you have really bad anxiety. Oh dear. Yeah, some of you have been like, whew, fearful. Because of the illusions that you've been facing in your life, but this place is a place of duality, so there is going to be light and dark, but the light extinguishes the dark. It pushes it back. You are light. There's nothing to fear. You are love. Love conquers all, because love is all. You are powerful because you are God's child. So once you start to face your fears, to break the delusions by actually embracing the ultimate truths of who you are, every illusion starts to melt around you, and they start to lose their strength and impact. And in the end, you have no fear. You are aware of who you are, and you can embrace the world in a whole new way. So, and I understand that some people are taking medications who are watching this. Eventually you'll be able to come off the medication, but it does take time and work. I would say start doing the really walking the spiritual path to find the true ultimate truths of who you are as a soul. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, look at this. Despair, fear, and energy pull. So these are really negative, low vibrational things. I mean, energy pull. Now, this could be that somebody around you is really low vibration and they're an energy vampire. I don't know if any of you have heard of that before, that term, but there are people who are so involved in their own issues, they don't want to deal with them. What they will do is they'll start draining you of your energy by constantly talking to you about their stuff, and over and over again they will just keep saying, well, I need your help, I need to do this, and feeding off of you. And by the time they leave, you're feeling really tired and you're not quite sure why you feel so drained. It's because that person is literally pulling your light energy off to feed them, to keep them going whilst they don't do anything about their problems. When I was younger, I did energy vampirism and was unconscious of the fact I was doing it. Some people do become conscious of the fact they're doing it, and they keep doing it anyway and say, deal with it. You don't have to deal with it. You can just fire them out of your life. And I highly recommend it, because people need to deal with their stuff. And if you're actually trying to help them all the time and it's not helping, then that's the hint that you should step away and let that person deal with their own stuff. You can't face your own stuff until you are alone in the desert to face your own self, your own devil, like Jesus did when he did the 40 days in the desert. He had to face his own demons. Other people have to do that, and you have to let them do that, whether they're close family or friends or acquaintances. That's the only way you can truly help them. Ah, here we go. There's me talking about boundaries, and Metal King comes out. Discipline, armor, boundaries, so important. Now, I was saying about taking your armor off. You can only do that once you've healed yourself, but having boundaries is different to repelling everyone that because you're afraid of getting hurt. There's different types of energy protection and work at the moment. Learn on creating healthy boundaries and having discipline in your own life not to get involved with people that are lower vibration and will be draining you and taking from you when you cannot afford it. You need to put yourself first, and this is self-love, and this is what I was talking about earlier. And your spirit guides are also saying, because this is your spirit guides, they're saying small steps. Do small steps. Don't start trying to run before you can walk. Ask for help. It's the master number. Ask your masters for help. The ascended masters on the higher levels, they can help you, like Master Yeshua, Buddha. There are so many masters that are just aching to guide younger souls on their path through ascension and help them on their spiritual journey. You can also ask the angels. I always laugh about the unemployed angels just standing around waiting for a job. Angels are just waiting for you to help them. When you ask, be clear and concise, and then know when you thank them that it's already done. They will do that for you, not a problem, as long as it's for your highest good and the highest good of all, and is not going to affect your life path. I think the angels are saying, we want you to get rid of all the negative stuff. All right? So cancel, clear, delete. This is Archangel Michael. I love Archangel Michael. He's my archangel. And he's wonderful for removing negative beings that are just along for the ride, draining your energy. He's also great at cutting the cords of energetic karmic bonds that you still have holding you back. So it is about now getting yourself in a good energetic space. So doing energy work to really focus on getting your your chakras in alignment and fully unblocked and working and spinning at the right speed and in the right direction. Although I don't think there's really a thing for right speed. I just like to get mine going in a nice clockwise, movement and shining brightly. So work through your shadow work, get rid of any issues that is bothering you to do with your self-confidence, and start getting rid of those pesky demons. I'm not saying you need to walk in the desert, but it's great to actually start working through any issues that are holding you back from your manifestations and from walking your best, living your best life. You're entitled to live your best life. You are the most beloved child of God. You are part of God. So it is only right that you have a good life. There is no need for us to think that we are not, seen or loved by God and heaven, because we are. We just need to allow ourselves to remove those false beliefs in order to make room for the realizations that we are powerful, we are purposeful in creating the highest of manifestations to serve our purpose in life. We can make the most amazing life for ourselves. We just have to have self-belief and belief that we can do it, and it will happen. Look at this! Can't make this up. I swear down, I haven't picked these cards out. This is all heaven's doing. Self-worth. Archangels, talking about self-worth. Wow. Self-worth bestows a sense of confidence, expectation of success, and ability to love. Decide on clear boundaries and limits and firmly decline to let others step over them or manipulate you. Weren't we just talking about boundaries? Little boundaries. My goodness. You will earn respect. When you value yourself, you become an open, friendly, slow to take offense, and quick to forgive. Which you do. Remind yourself that you are likable and lovable. Do not let others press your buttons. Stand tall and confident. With true self-worth, you radiate a golden aura which enfolds others and makes them feel good too. Ask your angel to step into your aura and guide you. I am confident and worthwhile. That's your affirmation. I am confident and worthwhile. You had 2 more cards from the Archangels. Choices. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Oh, I love it. I love the Archangels. Just the cards that come out. I'm always like, wow, ooh, how did that happen? What? Choices. When you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from ego. Do you remember earlier I was saying about some of you having real problems with fear and worry and anxiety? Because I felt sick. I literally did. I felt really not like very insecure and feeling not right within myself. Yeah, it means your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from ego. The ego is the annoying gnat. It is the creation that we have created through our entire life. From when we were little kids, we've started creating our egos. And our ego was created as a self-defense mechanism, but it was also created by the world around us, and the world around us is a pretty negative place because we have light and dark here, and other people's issues are reflected or mirrored onto other people like ourselves, and then we hear these creations, these manifestations that come out of people's the camera stopped then, and we adopt them. So we have to start being mindful of our ego, and we have to start being mindful that it's actually now us that's adopted other people's manifestations as our own, and we're manifesting it and perpetuating it when it wasn't even anything to do with us. We have to start looking at egos and really start not listening to them and start breaking it apart and finding the source of where it's coming from and saying, well, hella no, I'm not going to let you control me. I now actually monitor everything that comes out of my mouth or anything I write to people. I will read and read and read, and if I notice my ego start to try and take over the conversation, oh, sorry about that. Camera then dropped out the battery, and then I had the memory card was full. I was like, oh goodness, right, okay. So, where was I? About the ego taking over conversation. We have to be very mindful about our egos and start really managing them in a more mindful and respectful way for ourselves and for those around us. Because the ego can get toxic and run away with itself. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all the options, then let go of your head and choose from your heart that which gives you greatest joy and feels right. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not right for your highest good. It certainly is not for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. I'm sorry, I think I've already read that to you. Bear with me though, because it's very late here. It is 2 a.m. I'm trying to get this done now because I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. So yeah, we're getting there though. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. I choose for my highest good, and that is your second bit of advice. The angels had one more. I know. They really had a few points for you, my darlings. And it's Archangel Raphael. Now, we're talking here about a lot of inner work and healing that needs to come about on several levels. Because there's so many different energies here. I've picked on quite a few different people. But Archangel Raphael comes in because he really wants to help you to find, I think, a grounding space and heal your heart with his green rays of healing. It really is a beautiful, soft, loving energy that Raphael has, and he really is a wonderful archangel to call upon in times of need. So you are blessed to attract this angel card, for Archangel Raphael brings health, healing, and abundance. He will help you to develop your intuition and inner wisdom. Call on him if you need help in these areas now. He also protects travelers during journeys, so this is a fortuitous card if you are about to travel. If you are a healer or wish to be one, Archangel Raphael will direct pure divine energy to you. He works on the green ray of healing and a balance, so visualize yourself surrounded by a clear green light and invoke his guidance. And I love doing that because it is a really lovely feeling being bathed in his soft green loving energy. And the green, I love green, so for me it's just it's a lovely experience, and I think it will be for you. Just have patience with yourself, and I know you're like, when am I going to make time to do all of this? Needs must. When the need arises, we make time, we prioritize, we prioritize ourselves instead of our jobs, our working out schedule. Sometimes we need to have a break and retreat to recharge, and we need to trust in the process. Sometimes you're not going to see the green ray. You can envision it. Don't worry if you struggle with this. Just attempting to do it will do it anyway. Just call Archangel Raphael to you. Know that he is there and that he is surrounding you with his healing energy, and it will happen for you. And do this more than once. It takes repetition and commitment to see a change. And have these affirmations and do them every day. So I am confident and worthwhile. I choose my highest good, and I am happy, healthy, and abundant. This has been your readings, my darlings. I hope that this finds you well, this video, that you've really enjoyed today's message. I think it's been a wonderful message. I send my love to you, and I'd like to welcome the new subscribers to the channel. I will be back next week with another lovely reading from the Heavenly Realms. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed your reading today. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and joining me. Just hit that bell icon when you hit subscribe, and you will receive every new reading when it comes to the channel. I bow to the light in you. Have a wonderful week. I send you my love. and I wish only the best for you all. Namaste. Bye, my darlings.